All right, Madtrapper at you. Going to do a quick little muskrat skinning video, and we're also going to flesh them and put them on a stretcher. Shouldn't take just but a few minutes. Hopefully, YouTube won't throw a fit. But today, just kind of go over this the 3 beaver that we caught yesterday, and then today I didn't get these on film, but there's 2 muskrats. And then over here are the 4 beaver from today. So I will get everything set up and I'll be right back. All right, trappers. Up here. I usually leave these in here a couple hours, but got done early tonight. He's pretty dry. Now you leave him in there a couple hours, he'll be bone dry. Pretty simple, just do the inside leg cut, go all the way across, go on out the other ankle, straight out. I use a fish fillet knife to open them up. After that, you just kind of peel the fur away from the meat. We'll leave his wiener on there for him to enjoy. Now there, you want to be careful. You want to make sure you get it right at the junction where you see these 2 pieces together, the belly line coming together. You can kind of see the belly line right there. If not, you'll rip the gut pouch open. After you do that, just kind of open him up far as you can reach. Flip him around, start working around the leg. A lot of thumb work. You can cut it or just pull it off. Same thing on this side, just work your thumb up underneath there. Same thing, cut it or pull it off. Just all the way across through the back. There, just kind of go till you hit the leather. Now you just leave a little vent patch of fur. Set him on his butt. Push his head down inside. Kind of roll him out here, just kind of pinch this off so you don't roll up the red gut meat. Once you get it where you just start seeing his elbows, I just go here, work this up a little ways. Now you can go ahead and pull through here. I mean, you can take your hand and push through there. I don't, only because it leaves more of the meat and fat on this hide, and it's just more to have to scrape off. Here, once you get to there, you can either, again, cut them or just pull them off. I've seen people nip them off ahead of time with wire cutters. That's fine. Here's a good little thing right here. This is just a nail. I cut the head off. You actually don't have to cut the head off, but you'll get a lot of meat and gut sticking to it if you don't. So I got a little nail. I don't know what that is, 15, 16 inches up. What I do with that, I just hook the bone, pelvic bone in there, and then I could have a little tension as I'm pulling against him. Works a lot better for getting his head skin out. Now here, same thing. A lot of people, you can let this roll off with it. But again, it's just more to have the flesh off, so I just kind of push it up out of the way. Then the eyes, just kind of work them out. I mean, you try not to big eye them, but technically it really doesn't matter. I had an old fur buyer when I was a kid, 12, 13, when I first started trapping. And he'd always dock you for big eyes. You know, that's just a way to him to make more money. And after that, pitch him. But yeah, this nail to me was a great invention. I actually seen that on a, I think it was a Rich Casper video. And that was well worth the price of admission right there for him that skins plenty of muskrats. I used to have to hold them, skin it, pull, skin it. That, boom, that was great. All right, he's all fleshed out. We'll take him in here and put him on the fleshing beam. Now, normally I'd wear a apron, which is right there. Got a new one, but with just one, I'm not going to worry about it. You don't get up against them, really. Muskrats are real easy. I just flip them on one side, Work that off a little bit, pull the leg out so it don't rot inside there. This was a really fat muskrat. Haven't got me a bucket yet, but we'll get it. Your main fat's going to be right under the arms and just down below it, and then right around the skirt below it. And you'll have a little bit on its back. You always have this little patch normal. You do not want to press hard. It don't take much pressure. And that's all you really need to do. Pretty clean, pretty good. Right here in my hanging room, which I haven't really got cleaned out yet. Run a stretcher up in him. I like to pinch my stretcher a little bit just to get him a little tighter. Look at the tail. And then we skin him like I do. That leaves you 2 flaps to hook on 2 different teeth. Now some people pull this down and you can put a clothespin right there if you would like. I don't see it gains a whole lot on muskrats. Coons it does, but muskrats not so much. But if you want to, pull it down. See, they're already pretty tight. Put a pin on there. And guys, that is it. I haven't timed it from the time I skin it to the fleshing and getting on a stretcher, but there you go. This stuff here, when it will dry, you can wipe that off. And that is it. That's a muskrat in its entirety. Any questions or anything I can help you with? Please leave a comment below. Alright guys, Madtrapper here. Today we're going to do a beaver skinning video. Pretty much seen several videos posted. They're all about the same. The only thing I do a little different on mine is when you're removing the legs. You know, you want to make sure you don't get, the pad in there, but you don't want to get way down here either. You want to get a good surgical precision cut. Keep all the fur on the hide. Now this guy I'm noticing has been bit up pretty bad. So may not be the prime example, but we're going to use him. So anyway, I do remove the legs before I start anything. Again, got to use precision. So for precision, I use a precision instrument, a hatchet. There you go. That's precision. It's a good bite. There we go. Precision, always important. Yeah, so he was all caught up. Somebody wasn't being nice to him. And all of them were done probably post-mortem because they were none of them bleeding when I got him. Get him kind of a little straighter here. Now I roll the lip down. I don't like to cut into the teeth. Make my first split. Some guys do it different. I've seen some guys start at the other end. I go like between the teeth there, so it just saves on my knife. And you want to kind of draw your line straight down to the center of the vent. Kind of like with my, if you watched any of my beaver processing videos last year, I don't go by any kind of patterns or anything. Just one of the things, you do a few thousand, Just kind of get it right. But there's the center line on the beaver, and I actually followed pretty much right down it. I do open this up just a little bit to work around the vent. You always want to cut down a little bit. You don't want to cut it straight out, otherwise you'll go through the hide. You don't need any of this vent on there. Work around that. Got a bite down there too. Don't remember where I caught this particular one. But yeah, he went in a friendly neighborhood. And I don't cut the tail off. They have a tendency to bleed a little more. I just cut the fur around it. Same thing, open it up. After that, just start working the hide off. Now, unfortunately, I picked not a good one for my demo with all them bites because kind of got to watch them. You don't catch them a little ahead of time, you can open them up more. Well, good thing we're in a hatter market because that doesn't matter. Bites, holes, I mean, as long as it ain't Swiss cheese, they do not deduct. Again, if you got a fur buyer wanting to deduct, you've not got that up front, honest fur buyer. Not for a hatter market. And if it's a beaver, anywhere out of the lower 48, most likely it's heading for the hatter market. Now, when you get up here on the head, they have a couple veins right here. If you cut into the head, you'll cut them. Got a bite right there by his head. You cut them and he'll bleed like a stuck hog. Just makes a mess whenever you go to flip him over. Thought we was going to lose lights a while ago. Got that little snowstorm coming in. Getting pretty dark out there. Alright, once got that, just kind of twirl them around. I got to watch out a little bit because I do have that nail there, so it is far enough back. It don't interfere with even my biggest beaver. But you don't want to be putting him on there and poking holes in the hide. That's just bad practice. Work this off. Again, watch these blood veins on the side of his head. You'll have a mess on your hands. Now you want to stay kind of, you get this, they got 2 layers of red meat on their sides. Got one that kind of goes off with the hide and still has a layer of fat in between it. You got here and there. You don't want to cut into that one because you get into the gut, but you can roll this one off. It fleshes off real easy. You've seen that in my videos, hopefully from last year. And work it off, get it all pretty much off the legs. Sometimes I don't get it all the way. Same thing up here. I like to use a sharp knife, but not a super sharp knife. Alright, then just put a finger in each leg hole, flip him over, kind of half on this side. Hold him there. Work this off. Some guys use a trough. That's alright. I don't. I just kind of lean him over and kind of half pick him up a little bit. Just work that knife between them 2 layers of red. Try not to cut out a whole lot of meat with it. It's just, especially back here, it's just more you got to flesh off. Alright, my knife's getting a little dull. I don't think I sharpened it when I started. Look at that bite. And all the way down into the meat. I can tell you where this one came from, I do believe. Yesterday's video, I caught the first beaver underneath the second, what I call the second bridge. And I say that because he's still got a lot of little sand in his pelt. And it's real sandy under there. So once you get it, right there's the backbone. Once you get it halfway off or so, right there's the first ear, or ear on this side here. What I do is I flip him in for end. And do the other side. They make all kinds of different beaver skinning knives and whatnot. This here is just a Victorinox Farishner, if I'm pronouncing that right. May not be, but you get the idea. Yeah, if you, again, keep repeating myself, but if you watch any of my videos last year, you'll know it's my favorite knife. I got several of them. Now we're to the head. Now I do shove them over that way. And here you gotta be a little careful because it's like down in a valley right there till you get that first little part. Here's your other ear. And at this part, I go to one of these little razor knives, Weebies. Let's get the eye out of there. Make sure you get all the nose, especially again for a hatter market. It's just more weight. There you go. Put him on top of him. Now, the other thing that's worth some money, not in this particular one I doubt, but because I make a lot of caster bait, I use all of it, is the casters. Now these are going to be little bitty casters, little bitty feller, but we're going to go get them out of there. I just go till I expose the green, take your point, and just kind of run it right along, kind of pick up and flick out. Just kind of following it right to the edge. And then do the same way this way. And then you'll roll out a nice clean caster. Now you got to that edge, and over to that edge. And then come over here, grab the little piece of meat, kind of gently pull up on the caster and push the meat away. You're just holding the caster and pushing the meat. You don't want to pull on the caster because you will rip them real easy. Same thing over here. Dig the caster out, get a hold of it, push the meat off. Right up out of there. Little female. Don't cut too much of the caster off, but anyway, other than my bad cutting, that's how you do it. And that is it. Hope that helps you guys. Again, as always, any questions, anything, please put it down below and we'll get you answered.